Have you ever wondered how the winds of independence swept across the African continent, stirring up the dust of colonial rule and awakening the spirit of sovereignty? Today, we delve into this intriguing journey, a tale of resistance, resilience, and revolution. The story begins in the early 20th century, when most of Africa was under European colonial rule. The seeds of resistance were sown by the educated elite, who, inspired by the ideals of self-determination and equality, began to question the legitimacy of foreign rule. In the 1940s, a wave of nationalism began to sweep across the continent. Key figures emerged such as Kwame Nkrumah in Ghana and Jomo Kenyatta in Kenya, who galvanized the masses with their passionate speeches and calls for independence. Their words ignited the spark of resistance in the hearts of millions. The 1950s marked a turning point in the struggle for independence. The Mau Mau Uprising in Kenya, starting in 1952, was a significant moment of resistance. Despite brutal suppression, the rebellion went on for several years and ultimately led to Kenya's independence in 1963. In the same decade, the Algerian War of Independence raged on, resulting in Algeria breaking free from French rule in 1962. It was a bloody conflict, but it demonstrated the indomitable will of the African people to reclaim their land and their rights. As the 1960s unfolded, more and more African nations began to attain independence. The winds of change were unstoppable, yet the struggle was far from over. Many nations grappled with the challenges of nation building and the scars of colonial rule. Fast-forwarding to the 1970s, we find a poignant symbol of resistance in Senegal's Omar Blondin Diop. A revolutionary activist, Diop died under suspicious circumstances in prison on May 11, 1973. His death, many believe, was a result of his outspoken criticism of neocolonialism. His legacy continues to inspire many in the fight against oppression. In the decades that followed, the struggle for independence evolved into a fight for democracy and good governance. Despite the challenges, the spirit of resistance remained strong, a testament to the resilience of the African people. To summarize, the journey to independence in Africa was a complex and multifaceted struggle. It began with the educated elite questioning colonial rule in the early 20th century. This led to the rise of nationalist movements in the 1940s, marked by key figures like Kwame Nkrumah and Jomo Kenyatta. The 1950s and 1960s saw significant moments of resistance, with events like the Mau Mau Uprising and the Algerian War of Independence. The 1970s brought the tragic death of Omar Blondin Diop, a symbol of resistance against neocolonialism. And in the years that followed, the struggle evolved into a fight for democracy and good governance. This journey, filled with passion, courage, and resilience, stands as a powerful testament to the indomitable spirit of the African people. Their struggle for independence is a stirring reminder that the fight for freedom and sovereignty is a universal pursuit, one that continues to inspire people around the world.